So in this video, I want to show you the first major transition on the sovereignty map. And to me, what awakening is when you move from entangled into awareness. Because when you are truly entangled, you don't know you're entangled. You're simply living it. You think the anxiety is just your personality. You think that absorbing everyone else's emotions is just part of being sensitive. Because what most people call spiritual awakening is usually this exact shift. Before we go deeper, I want to share something I love integrating into my own awakening journey and my practice of maintaining sovereignty, and that is the support of gemstones. I love these bracelets from Otter Spirit because as bracelets, they are sitting right at the wrists. This is where important energetic meridians run through the body. So when you wear gemstones that connect to your skin, just like this, that unique frequency and the properties of the stones are attuning through those meridians into your energetic system. So no matter what stage you are in on your awakening journey, there's a gemstone that can support you in it. I really love their zodiac collection where you can choose the right stone for your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign, which is what I have here. I chose Labradorite, which I've noticed has really supported me in my psychic protection, and the rainbow tourmaline, which has amplified my creativity so much. I do have a discount for you in the description for up to 30% off, and I may receive an affiliate commission when you use my link, which helps support the channel. Now let's continue with today's level of the sovereignty map. So what is entanglement? Entanglement is the stage where your energy, identity, beliefs, emotions, and sense of self are heavily influenced by what is outside of you. Other people's emotions, family conditioning, toxic environment, relationship patterns, guilt, obligation, energetic cords, outside energy, all of it, it weaves itself into your system until eventually you can't tell what is yours and what is not. And this is why entanglement is hard to recognize, because when you are in it, it doesn't feel like entanglement. It just feels like life. And then you start thinking, I'm just anxious, or I'm just too sensitive, or I'm just bad at boundaries. And this is where awakening begins. So it doesn't always happen with visions or angels or some grand spiritual, dramatic, mystical experience. Sometimes awakening just begins with the awareness that's expanded into, is this actually me? Because that question changes everything. Something in you has stepped back far enough to observe it. And that is awareness. Awareness is the stage that most people recognize as spiritual awakening. This is where knowledge begins to shine light and clear. You do begin to clear because the knowledge is beginning to shine light. The awareness is beginning to clear. You start reading, you start watching videos, you start journaling, you're seeking, you're meditating. Maybe you're taking up some lifestyle changes with your diet or yoga, receiving healing, exploring energy work. You begin to notice patterns. You start realizing, maybe I'm not crazy. Maybe I'm psychically sensitive, or maybe all this sensitivity are just psychic inputs. Maybe I've been carrying all this that was never mine. And after years of feeling different, you finally have language. You finally have context. But here's the part that most people don't talk about. Awareness is powerful, but awareness is not mastery. Awareness means you can see what is happening intellectually, but it doesn't necessarily give you direct access to change it yet. So you can understand energy, you can understand the trauma, chakras, entity attachments, ancestral patterns, spiritual protection, all of those things. You can understand them conceptually and still not know how to directly work with your own energy system to address the clearing, releasing, and evolving and elevating of all of that, because awareness is mostly still indirect. You're learning about energy, but eventually information alone is not enough. When you move from awareness, that awakening stage of awareness, into access, this is when you begin interfacing with your energy consciously. You're bridging your conscious mind with your energetic self so that you can communicate with your energetic self through your conscious awareness to achieve change in your life, in your energy system. And this, being in access, this advances your development exponentially because you're no longer working indirectly like you were in awareness. And by the way, you can stay in awareness for years. And I know I did. I stayed in awareness for years before I moved into access. But that's okay. It's okay to be in awareness for a really long time, because what's critical about being in awareness is that you're moving more and more into readiness. Because readiness is so crucial for all of this, So the more readiness you can arrive in, the more powerful you're going to be when you move into access. And access is where everything changes. It's a stage where you stop only learning about your energy system. You learn how to scan, you learn how to see your energy, you learn how to interpret what you're seeing in energy. Your discernment becomes clear. Your perception becomes more direct. And your energy system becomes something you can scan and see, communicate with, work with. You don't have to outsource that to a healer or to anybody. So if you've been on this path for years and still feel like something is not fully clicked, you're just at that threshold between awareness and access. And that is exactly what we're going to talk about in the next video, because the next stage of spiritual awakening is beginning to experience your own energy system directly. And so I'd love to hear where you recognize yourself on the sovereignty map, and if you can recall your journey from entanglement into awareness. And make sure you watch the next video, because we're going to go into access. Your presence means a lot to me. I'm thankful to you. I'm thankful for your subscribe. I'm thankful for your like. I'm thankful for the hypes. I'm thankful for the comments. I'm thankful for all the things. I'm just thankful. And I want you to know that. So may you have a beautiful, blessed day. Mwah.